I'm so pleasant about that place. Even your emotion had an echo in so much space. When you out there without care, I was out of tone. But it wasn't because I didn't know, no. I just knew too much. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Possibly. I hope that you're having the time of your life. Think twice. That's my only advice. Who do you think you are? Oh, bless your soul. You think you're in control? I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. Hey, everybody, it's a beautiful Wednesday morning, and thank you so much for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to spend a few moments with me here on SML TV. We'll say it right in a moment. Guys, I must tell you, did you guys notice, not that this is important, but, I did mention it, and I'll mention it again. I wore the same pair of glasses for about 2 years, and then they became very scratched. I'm nearsighted. That means I can see stuff that's close to me. Okay. Farsighted means you can see stuff that's sort of a distance away. So, because I'm nearsighted, I oftentimes have to squint to see things. So sometimes when I'm reading your comments, that's the reason when I'm reading your comments, sometimes I read real slow because I'm trying to squint and see what I'm looking at. But my point is, a few weeks ago, I did mention to you that I was in the process of buying a brand new pair of glasses, which I've done. And I want to ask you if you guys like this frame. I know it's not special, but here's the other thing, though. I didn't see the frames I wanted. You know the frames I wanted? I wanted the frames with the big, black, thick frames. The massive ones. You want the ones that Scorsese wears. You know who Scorsese is? He's a very famous director. Anyway, I wanted those, but I couldn't get those, so I had to settle for these. These to me look very academic. Tell me in the comments if these frames look academic, and then we will get the show on the road. Okay, I'm gonna read. Somebody says, Mr. Muewa, I have those. Those ones I have. Yeah, they're very common. These are very common frames. They look academic to me. They look like something a professor would wear or a very smart student would wear. Not that I'm any of those things. I'm just saying this is the type of frame that they would wear. But I want to hear from you. What do you think of these? Is this a good look for me? No. Tell me. Tell me in the comments. Okay. Somebody says here, please come and see me at iMed Optical Suppliers. There you go. Free advert right there. Free commercial. I've never even heard. Have you guys ever heard of iMed Optical Suppliers? Where are you? Huh? Fred Flex. Funk Master Flex. Mr. Fred Flex in the house. Okay, guys, Precious people, thank you so much. Before I get into what I want to talk to you about, I must tell you, uh, I've been nominated. Have you guys heard this? It's called the Diamond TV Personality of the Year Awards 2023. Apparently, we've been nominated, and I'm so grateful for that. And I want to say again, I know I said this the other day, but I will say it again now. Diamond TV, thank you for the nomination. Of course, the nominations are a derivative of you, the viewers, the audience, the fans. Thank you for that. I'm so grateful. No words in the human vocabulary that can adequately describe and express how flattered, grateful I am. Thank you. So, for those of you that want to vote, you can go to drumroll www.diamondtvzambia.com. Go over there and do your thing. Do your thing, okay? And of course, the name you're looking for is that Simon Mwewale. Now, I got to be clear. This is a road that's named after my late father. It's called Simon Moore Lane. It's right here. Now, some people don't know the history. Let me give you the history very quickly. Some people ask me, why are you called Simon Moore Lane? The story is this. Years ago, ever heard of the Beatles? The Beatles, Paul McCartney and his homeboys. Well, Paul McCartney had a group, a singing group, a very famous singing group called the Beatles. I mean, they ruled the world in the 60s. I mean, these guys were amazing. They sang that famous, not Paul McCartney, John Lennon sang that song, Come Together Right Now Over Me. Well, they sang that song. Well, there's a very famous album cover that they did one year, and it shows the pictures of them crossing a street called Abbey Road, and it was a zebra crossing. Well, this picture was a picture of the band members, the members of the band Beatles, the Beatles, crossing the street on a zebra crossing. And the name of that street is Abbey Road. If you were to go to England today, okay, and ask anybody in England, where is Abbey Road? Chances are they will probably tell you where it is. Why? Because that road was made famous because of the Beatles cover. So by the same vein, in the same vein, and by the same token, when Lusaka City Council named this road after my father, Simon Mwewa Lane, which originally, some people don't know this, originally this road was supposed to be a walk path. It wasn't supposed to be for vehicles. The idea in those days was to create a path exclusively for pedestrians, But, Zambia being what it is, somebody just woke up one day and said, but why can't we drive on this? And so it turned into a road, which is it's a lane. So my inspiration for the Facebook page came from the Beatles creating a cover of an album and a picture taken of them crossing a zebra crossing on a road called Abbey Road. And it's famous for that. So I want one day for people to say, do you know where Simon Mwewa Lane is? I say, yes, it's there by Simoson. Paja pa Simoson Paja. That's the idea. Okay, all right. Enough of that. So, guys, I wanted to bring you up to speed on something. Most of you know that there's a videotape that's, some of my audience is familiar with this videotape. For those of you that are followers of this page, there's a video, there's a bus that comes through here that I'm always photographing. And at first, I didn't pay attention to the number plate because, I'm a vlogger. I arbitrarily vlog, meaning I just vlog. I speak to anyone. I don't plan these things. There is no script here. Whenever I press record, what you see is what it is. Okay. But a few times I've come across this bus that is an absolute wreck. And, I've made some comments about it, And it's all in fun, it's all in jest. There's nothing serious about what I do, you know. I don't mean any harm or any ill intent. It's just vlogging. Well, the other day, the owner of that bus. Now, you got to remember the word Chakubasa, the bus Chakubasa. Ukubasa muchibemba means to carve. Specifically, it's like taking a panga and then you take a piece of wood and you begin to hack at it. Kubasa, you know, so that's the idea. So the guy that owns the bus, and I never knew who this guy was. He just walked in. My PA came to me. I have a PA here who works with us, and she walked into my office and she said, Mr. Muero, there's a bus driver here to see you. I said, and because I see so many bus drivers, because I'm right next to City Market, I'm constantly in touch with different bus drivers, different bus conductors. So it wasn't strange to me to hear my PA say that there's a bus driver. But what was strange, that they specifically came to my office, because many of them know if they want to talk to me, I'm always on the street. I spend at least 2-3 hours a day on the street. So eventually they'll know that I'll be on the street. So I asked my PA, I said, well, what does he want to talk about? And she said, well, he seems very upset. I said, about what? He says, well, he's going to explain that to you. I said, okay, bring him in. He comes in, and this guy looks like he's about to break down and cry. And I honestly didn't know who he was. So he sits down, you know, we have a little lounge area here at Simoson head office, suite 1. And I sit him down and I say to him, I said, can I help you? He says, well, sir, you've been photographing my bus on your Facebook page. I said, which bus? I photographed so many of them. He said, the wreck, the one you refer to as the wreck, the one that you said puts the letter R in the word wreck. The one that you said, Kwati Chakubasa, that's my bus. Now imagine, he wasn't saying this to me in English. He was speaking Ichinyanja. Inemwani sebanya. Ija basi ija. Tekwebati ndefwaya ti. Ndefwaya basi dia. Ide enda. The problem is, that is the only thing that gives me money. I'm completely down. Idia basi dia. Di shabana. Twala bana ku school. Idia ine basi dia. So imoba mwe imwe. Ngamwa, if you talk disparagingly about my bus, if you flash my bus on the internet, Facebook, and the like, and the Ratsa comes to take it away, Mr. Mwewa, you don't know the difficulties, the problems, the challenges, indeed, the horror that we shall face as a family if that bus is taken away. Of course, he didn't say it like that. Okay, that's just me doing a KK thing. I can't help it sometimes. He said it in his own way. I mean, the brother was distraught. The brother was furious. He was angry. He was sad. He was despondent, all mixed into one. I said to him, I said, brother, first of all, let me tell you, I don't mean this in a malicious way. Whenever you see me vlogging, brother, I don't have a malicious bone in my body. Ain't nothing in me wants to destroy you. But I'll tell you what, brother, your bus needs some help. Your bus looks like it's about to blow up. Your bus looks like it just came out of World War III, brother. So I said to him, I said, why don't you let me help you? He said, well, how are you going to help me? I said, why don't you come and be a guest on my show? Tell my audience what you're going through. And then he says to me, he says, Mr. Moya, the truth is, the bus, the engine is perfect, which it is, incidentally, because I mean, I've heard the bus. He said, the engine is fine. It's just the casing is a mess. The seats are a mess. I said, well, you ain't lying. Sorry. I didn't mean that in a bad way. I said, yeah, I know. The casing is bad. And then another time, Yo Maps did this thing where he's got this beautiful VX. Is that what they call them? Those VX, the big cars, those beautiful big Toyota cars. Yo Maps did a video where one of his guys was cleaning Yo Maps' VX. And Yo Maps comes with his camera and says, Ule pukuta, ule cleaner, crew. So I thought that was funny. So the following day, I was standing on Simon Lane, and boy, here come that bus. Now, when the bus was coming towards me, it didn't click in my mind that this here is the same bus. That didn't even occur to me. That didn't even cross my mind that this is the same bus a few days ago that I was referring to as Chakubasa. It didn't occur to me. So I whip out my camera, my phone, I press record, and here comes that bus. And the moment I see the bus, I start doing the Yo Maps thing. I go into the Yo Maps thing. Ule cleaner, ule pukuta, crew. Man, after I was done recording, the owner of the bus came up to my office again. He said, Mr. Mwewa, well, what are you trying to do, man? Are you trying to kill me? Are you trying to take Ratsa, bring them to my house, maybe? Maybe you would sleep better at night if you brought the police to my house. Drag my bus out of my yard. Take it to the pound. Maybe that'll make you happy. He said, Mr. Mwewa, that's the second time you photographed my bus. You're out there talking about Ule Pukuta, Ule Cleaner, crew. Then he says, in fact, you, Mr. Mwewa, you even go as far as saying, this bus is beyond redemption. Ba Mwewa, njebeni fie, nganari mi rufianya, if I've rufianya you in any way, tell me. But this to me looks like it's deliberate. Eh? Na mwaniri mbikira ine. Mwari mbikira ine banja yanga na basi yandi. Njebeni, are you trying to destroy me, Olo? What's the problem? I said, brother, listen, I'll be honest with you, man. I didn't even know that was your bus. So again, I said to him, I said, man, the best thing you can do, sit down in the green chair, tell me your story, man. Maybe somebody will help you. He said, listen, if you want to help me, Mr. Moore, you can help me. I said, okay, brother, tell me, what can I do for you? He said, you can buy the bus. I said, what? He said, you want to help me, you buy the bus. I said, brother, I don't know the first thing about buses. How in the world am I going to wake up, buy your bus? He says, well, if you want to help me, you're going to buy my bus? I said, look, why don't you come by the office on Wednesday afternoon, which is today. Let's sit down. Let's go through the pros and the cons. And let's talk about it. I said, okay, but that's the only way you're going to help me if you buy my bus, he says. So that's where we are. Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. I'm serious. That really happened. I had to buy the bus. Yeah, but yeah, that's what he said. You want to help me buy the bus? He said. All righty. Secondly, let's just talk about the Zed Farmer. Did you guys see this? She was on TikTok. You guys know who the Zed Farmer is? Amazing entrepreneur. In fact, I'll be honest with you. I don't think she gets the credit she deserves. This woman is one of the most hardworking, Zambian entrepreneurs that I have ever met. I mean, if you want to know about farming, of course, there are many people out there that are doing this, but she does it on such a scale that is almost scientific. And I don't think that she gets the credit she deserves because we're focusing on the wrong thing. And of course, that's partly due to her as well. I mean, I understand that. But my point is, as a people, these are the people we need to be celebrating because the Z farmer is doing stuff in this space, in the agricultural space that each one of us should emulate. But we're focusing on her relationships, and of course that's because she shares this stuff. So here it is. I'm just going to throw in my 2 cents worth. So the other day I'm flipping through TikTok and she's on there and she's talking about the expeditious nature of her marriage. She says, I met my husband in December, late December, and mid-December we got married. I think she said 12 days. She said, I met and married him within a space of 12 or 13 days, we got married. Now, again, the reason I bring her up is I think she sort of created a platform where we focus on the wrong thing. We should not be talking about her marriage. She should not be talking about her marriage or her marriages. She should be talking about what she's doing in this space, in this agricultural Z farming space, because she's killing it in this space. In the farming arena, agriculture, this girl is popping, man. Popping. But we are talking about her marriages. And she's on TikTok. Now, disclaimer, I know her. Okay. My family knows her family. And the only reason I'm bringing this up, because I know one of you smart Alex, you're going to jump on here and you're going to say, but if you know her, why can't you privately just approach her? I keep telling you, jokers, whatever you make public is open for public discussion. Okay? That's how social media works. You must understand that. Okay? Let's be clear about that. Let me say it again. Whatever you make public is open for public discussion. So my point is, I think we should focus on this. I do. What do you think? Tell me. Tell me. Somebody says people are stressing you out. No, they're not. I'm just making commentary. Somebody says, are you buying the bus? Well, we'll see. And if I do, I'll let you know and we'll make a big thing out of it. If I do buy it, I'll have it rehabilitated, put it back on the road, and then we'll do a before after. We'll see. No promises. He's coming over this afternoon. We'll have a discussion. I'll share it with you. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Somebody says, Mr. Moore, you like Yo Maps? I do. I do like Yo Maps. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. God bless. Bye.